You know, guys, as I'm sitting here, I'm asking myself one question. How long is it going to take before South Africans say enough is enough? How long is it going to take before South Africans say we are sick and tired of this political system? Because quite frankly, it is not working for us. I'm saying this because on Thursday and Friday, we saw the parliamentary proceedings. The president opened parliament on Thursday, and it was a disaster. Because some members of parliament from other political parties were trying their level best to frustrate the president. And on Friday, the members of parliament, they were debating the speech of the president, which was a disaster too. So as South Africans, what kind of value are we actually getting from these events? What kind of value are we getting? You think about the money that has been wasted to host these events. You think about the fact that these are the politicians, these are the people that were voted by poor, desperate people of this country so that they can have some changes in their lives. And what is it that these politicians are interested in? They are interested to go to parliament, to heckle each other, to insult each other, and to cause chaos. You know, guys, as I'm sitting here, I don't want to lie. I am so disappointed with the low quality of politicians that we have in this country. We have politicians that are not interested in moving the country forward. We have the politicians that are not interested in making sure that the lives of the majority of the people in this country, which are poor black people, are actually bettered. We have the lowest form of politicians in this country. The people that are supposed to be there debating the issues and talking about how the country is going to move forward, they are not doing any of that. And at the same time, the same people are enjoying the perks that average South Africans can only dream of. How long is it going to take before we say enough is enough? The country is on its knees. The country is literally on its knees. We have so many problems in this country. If we can sit down and start having conversations about the problems that we have in this country, man, we can sit down for 2 weeks straight without taking any breaks, discussing the problems that we have. And we have the politicians that are going around in the country promising people heaven on earth and telling them that, guys, this is what we can do for you. And the gullible South Africans go on and vote for these people. And after voting for them, this is what they do in parliament. So I'm asking you guys, are you happy with the caliber of politicians that we have in the country? Are you happy with the fact that the people that are earning millions and millions of rands are simply going to parliament to cause chaos and to waste time? We don't have time in this country. South Africa literally doesn't have time. It doesn't have time. Well, and I must say that we as the people, we are partially responsible for everything that is taking place. We are partially responsible for everything that is taking place. Why am I saying that? It's because we are easily excitable. We are easily excitable as the people of this country. When we see the politicians that we like doing things that are not going to move the country forward. For some reason, we are happy about that. We are happy about that. You go on social media when people, when these parliamentary proceedings are taking place, you go on social media, man, and you see how excited people are with the fact that, yeah, my political party, man, is causing chaos in parliament. Yeah, this member of parliament, man, just made sure that that one doesn't have anything to say. Yeah, we are happy about that. But are these interactions actually moving the country forward? These interactions that politicians are having in parliament, are they taking the country forward? And when are we actually going to wake up? Because right now it is starting to look like a script that these people are simply playing. And these people are playing this script over and over and over and over again. This is a script. Over and over and over and over and over and over again. Because you have political parties like the EFF that are accusing other political parties of being racist and of being sellout. And you have other political parties that are hitting back at political parties like the EFF, saying that, no, we are not the racist and we are not the sellout. And this is what these people are doing year in, year out. While the lives of average South Africans are turned into hell, this is what the people are doing in parliament. This is what these people are doing in parliament. It is starting to look like a sick script. It is starting to look like a sick script. Man, I'm so disappointed, man. I'm so disappointed. I don't want to lie. You look at where the country is. You look at the problems that we are facing as the country. And this is what these people are interested in. Man, I'm so disappointed.
What the EFF and Zuma want is a marriage, which is not clearly defined. Worse off with Zuma. He was there, I saw him there yesterday, and they were demanding he must be recognized like a Dalai Lama and so on.
We have a former statesman in the House. He has not been recognized. Please recognize President Jacob Zuma for being in the House.
Zuma decided to break the ANC and divide it, and he's not going to stop about it. He decided to break us and reduce us below 40%, and he doesn't have a program of action of what he's going to do with that 40% except sending a questionable judge to parliament. Very questionable character. Send him. Just to spit on the face of South Africa, he brings Hlophe.
And man, when you look at the ANC, when is the ANC going to stop talking about Jacob Zuma? Because I feel like right now the ANC is doing the same thing that actually gave MK Party popularity. You remember when Jacob Zuma formed the MK Party? The ANC, the executive of the ANC, they could not stop talking about MK Party. And right now they are doing the same thing. Every single time these people are out in the media, they are talking about Jacob Zuma, they are talking about the MK Party. And I think right now the country can actually see what actually happened. Jacob Zuma could not stand Cyril Ramaphosa. He thought the ANC was going to side with him by sacking Ramaphosa, but the ANC said, no, we defended you, Jacob Zuma. So why don't you want us to defend to defend Cyril Ramaphosa too? And Jacob Zuma said, okay, I'm going to show you. He went on and opened up his political party. And after opening this political party, the ANC gave MK Party, they gave them the PR worth millions for free. For free. They could not stop talking about him. They could not stop talking about this political party. If it's not that, it's them taking him to court and all of these things. And these things were playing in the hands of MK Party because they were giving MK popularity. They were giving MK popularity. And after the elections, MK went from a political party that was established 6 months ago to the third biggest political party in the country. And none of these could be possible without the ANC. None of it could be possible without the ANC. So the question I have is, when are these people going to stop talking about Jacob Zuma? If they feel like Jacob Zuma is so irrelevant, when are they going to stop talking about him? Because the more they talk about him, they actually give him oxygen. They give MK Party oxygen. Every single time they talk about Jacob Zuma, they give him oxygen. So when are they going to stop talking about Jacob Zuma?
And even send him to the JSE, just to show us that he's got no respect for constitutionalism and everything else. And then to spit on our face, he brings him to Parliament. And then to say, lead these people. What does Lopez say? The first thing is asked, why do you agree to lead this party? He says, no, it's because they embraced Zulu monarchy. And then I'm proud Zulu. That is what we call ethno. How we characterize ethno-nationalistic ideological characterization of this party.
And what is so surprising about MK, because one thing they always talk about, they always say that we need to abolish the constitution. But they don't say what we need to replace the constitution with. I only heard them speaking about the African laws, but where is the paper? Is it documented somewhere? This thing that they are trying to replace the constitution with, because this is something that MK it is so desperate in doing, to abolish the constitution as we know it, and South Africa now enters into the new era of the African law. Man, I don't know why ANC is actually wasting their time with Jacob Zuma, man. I honestly don't know why ANC is wasting their time with Jacob Zuma. I don't know.
It doesn't say, I'm happy as a Democrat to participate in the discourse and to lead a party like, because that party does not have a meaning except a grievance. And even when he speaks, he's very angry. He's very angry. Ramaphosa is a liar. He doesn't know what he's talking about. His speech is not written by him. What does that have got to do with the content of taking South Africa forward? What does EFF stand for? When they voted with the DA in the past, why are people so obsessed with the progressive nature of the... Every time EFF had an opportunity to work with the ANC, they threw us out. They gave Tshwane to the DA. They gave Johannesburg to the DA. They gave Port Elizabeth to the DA. They wanted to give eThekwini to the DA. And now you are basically told by a populist that they've got something to prove, that they can stand for. They are ideologically astute. The revolutionary insurrection, rephrase mongering, must move us. We are not moved by that. We know what we stand for.
And speaking about the EFF, linking it with what I was talking about earlier on, watching the EFF in Parliament, it was quite disappointing, because you remember not so long ago, Julius Malema did a press conference, and on this press conference he said that now the EFF is going to change how it conducts its business. The EFF is no longer going to be a political party that is going to cause chaos in Parliament. The EFF is the political party that is going to make a meaningful contribution in Parliament. Because I think Julius Malema understands that South Africans actually do not appreciate the EFF causing chaos in Parliament, and that behavior, man. I think this is again one of the reasons why some people distance themselves from the EFF, because as much as they love the leadership of the EFF, they love the policies of the EFF, but they don't like some of these antics of the EFF. And to come here and to pretend like South Africans hate Julius Malema. No. South Africans actually love Julius Malema. A lot of people love Julius Malema. A lot of people love Floyd Shivambu. Despite the scandals, despite everything, South Africans, a lot of people actually love Julius Malema and Floyd Shivambu. But what people cannot stand, it is the antics of EFF in parliament. This is one of the reasons why it is so hard for people to actually vote for the EFF when it comes time to vote. Because they don't like chaos. South Africans don't like chaos. South Africans don't like chaos. So Julius Malema during the press conference was saying that, man, the EFF needs to change how we conduct our business in parliament. But watching the EFF on Thursday and Friday, it's almost as if the EFF has gone back to their ways. And it's almost as if the EFF has now been captured by MK Party. Because they are in a progressive caucus, MK Party and the EFF, they are in a progressive caucus. And we don't know who actually leads the progressive caucus. Because even the letters that were released, you remember before the parliamentary proceedings started on Thursday, they actually released the letters, I think, on Wednesday, telling South Africans that the progressive caucus is inviting the media to come, you know. And they released two different letters, and one letter from the MK actually said that this thing is led by the MK, and the EFF came with their own letter saying that, okay, the media is being invited. So you could actually see that there's a power struggle between MK Party and the EFF. So why is the EFF going back to its own ways? Because if the EFF actually wants to win back the love of the people of this country, they could just, you know, tone it down and try to be productive instead of doing the things that are making MK happy. So right now, it feels like the EFF is doing the dirty work on behalf of MK Party. This is what it looks like. It looks like MK Party is busy swallowing the EFF while the EFF thinks that we are fighting the government of national unity. It was so strange to see how the EFF behaved sitting alongside with the MK Party. It was so strange. And right now we are talking about a political party that has been in existence for 10 years. And in the two elections, the party actually grew. But these elections, it is one elections where the EFF actually went back from 10% to 9%. So you would think that the leadership of the EFF would actually appreciate the fact that, okay, maybe there is something that South Africans don't like about us. What is it, so that we can fix it, so that the party can continue to grow? But the brand of EFF as a whole right now, it seems compromised. It seems compromised. I know some of the EFF supporters will not agree with me. Ah, Thomas, you are talking nonsense. You are trying to divide the EFF and MK Party. No, I'm saying that if EFF continues to behave like this, it is not going to grow. Because this is not what South Africans want. This is not what South Africans want. Earlier, I mentioned like us as the people being partially responsible for the things that these people are doing in parliament. But if we are being realistic, this is social media, and social media does not represent the majority of the people. So a fraction of people in social media, they might be happy with the antics, with the noise making, with the heckling and insults. The people might actually be happy with that, but average South Africans on the street, they do not want that. They do not want that. So I think that EFF actually missed a mark, because if they actually understood, they would see that, okay, with the existence of the MK Party, it was going to give them time to actually go down and be the underdogs and actually contribute positively towards the parliament. And if EFF starts having a meaningful contribution in parliament, it was that move alone, it was going to render MK Party useless. it was going to render MK Party useless, because right now, what MK Party is doing is the same thing that EFF used to do. It's the same thing that EFF used to do. So you would not expect the EFF to go and join MK Party in doing these antics after they suffered so much in the elections. You would think that the EFF would say, okay, now we have the people that are going to cause chaos in the parliament. We are not going to be part of that. We are going to sit here and we are going to make a meaningful contribution while these people are disturbing the parliament, so that South Africans can punish these people and start seeing the EFF as the matured political party. But no, they went back, man, and joined the MK Party. They went back and joined the MK Party. I don't know how they actually think it's going to help them in the long run. It is not going to help them in the long run. Having MK Party in parliament, it was a chance. Having MK Party in parliament, it was a chance for the EFF to actually build back their brand by actually having meaningful contributions, by not doing by not doing too much. By not doing too much, and allow MK Party to be the new EFF in parliament, allow the MK Party to be the new noisemakers. It's like someone failing in a class, and now this person has new classmates that comes from the previous class. And the same person, man, instead of saying, guys, if you're gonna be a noisemaker in the class, it is not gonna work out for you, because now you're gonna be a naughty child in class. Instead of that person actually advising these people that, guys, this is not the route that you want, because South Africans are going to punish you. No, the same person goes and joins the naughty block sitting at the back. The EFF is supposed to be a matured political party by now. The EFF brand is supposed to be growing by now, but the brand is not growing. The brand is not growing, despite the supporters they have saying that no, the EFF is still relevant, but the brand of the EFF is not growing. It is not growing. It is so interesting to see how a 10-year-old political party can actually be dictated by a 6 months by a 6-month political party, man. It's quite strange.
We know what the DA is, and it's not going to change us towards the DA. We know that their populist rhetoric is what they sold to our people, and they don't eat in the base of the DA, they eat in the base of the ANC. EFF does not organize in the suburbs and persuade the broader section of the South African populace that is seen to be favoring the DA to be on their side. They mobilize in our townships. They mobilize our people against the ANC. They cripple the ANC, just like Jacob Zuma. He does that. So what is so fashionable about them that if we had worked with them, it would have been a better option? First and foremost, as I conclude on that point, they rejected GNU, and then they did not know what they want from us. And two, they rejected our president. Zuma said he doesn't want our president. Today we have been asked to work with.
Join Discovery Bank. Get a
Mbalula, man. Hey. It's tough there in politics, man. It's tough. It's tough in politics, man. And again, man, Mbalula, like he's a bit factual here, because the idea that going into coalition with the MK Party and the EFF was gonna be easier for the ANC instead of going into the government of national unity or the coalition with the ANC and the DA, like, it is a lie. It is a lie, man. And I don't know why people keep falling for the lie. It is a lie. It is a lie. I mean, like, these are two political parties that are doing everything in their power to make sure that the ANC dies. So why would the ANC go into coalition with them? Why would the ANC go into coalition with them? And this idea that the negotiations were going to be easier with the MK Party and the EFF, like, it is, like, again, it is a lie. It is a lie. So the ANC did good, man, by going into the government of national unity and having conversations with the different political parties. They actually did good. They actually did good because they still govern the country. They have the president, they have the speaker of parliament. Like, they actually did good. They did good. But this idea that working with the EFF and MK party was going to be easier, it is a lie. It is a lie.
Work with him. We said to us, if you don't want our president is a redliner. We said so. Today, it has been distorted. These people are not even being asked what do they stand for, except the land rhetoric. We have taken the land reform ministry beyond rhetoric and gave it to the PAC. And we're going to support them to get the land back. What are you talking about? 1% seat, political party, liberation movement. We gave them a significant position in the government of national unity. If they came, they wanted to be part of government of national unity, we would have also given them positions in that government as the ANC. They said they don't want to come in. They want, one of their very colorful leaders used this terminology: you are a dying party, you are better off dying in our hands than on the other side. Now somebody comes and negotiate with you and say you are a dying party, you are better off dying with us than with the other side. Now, you see, the leader of the EFF does this thing of using gossip in the ANC to try and divide. That game is over. I saw him changing that into their strategy. That in Gauteng will support the ANC because we want to prove to them their national leadership, this, that's a gossip. When he sits with his friends in the ANC, they gossip about the ANC and they change that into a strategy. That's a gossip, it ends there. What they have there in Gauteng, they have a deal with the ANC in local government. And we're going to look into that deal. And if it means the GNU must find expression in metros, the ANC will decide. National Executive Committee. And it has already started in Ekurhuleni. And we are doing wonders there in Ekurhuleni. Because we did not manage to pass budget in Ekurhuleni for years because there was an EFF chap there who was not helping us with the finances and all of that. He was removed by the mayor. Everybody is yearning for progress in local government. Local government is a mess, especially the metros. Go to Johannesburg and see, or Pretoria, and see what an unstable government does to the people. The people suffer. You must understand the politics properly to come to a conclusion that something is going to collapse. It might end, it will not collapse. And it is correct that those who come through government of national unity themselves will want to make a point and a statement that they are not just passengers, they are there to prove their record. But let me explain to you. ANC with 40% still has got sway over key strategic government departments to realize its goals. So it's not a surprise that President Ramaphosa reads ANC's manifesto in the statement. Why should it be a surprise? Because GNU is led by the ANC. Why should it be a surprise in KZN when Ntuli, Umpemba, the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, reads Inkatha Freedom Party manifesto?
Man, and the ANC needs to move fast, especially in Gauteng. They need to move fast, man. What Panyaza Lesufi is doing in Gauteng is going to end in tears. They need to move fast. Panyaza Lesufi governing the whole province with a minority government, hoping that the EFF and MK party are going to help you when you need the votes, man. Like this is not a strategic. This is not a strategy that is going to be sustainable for Panyaza Lesufi and the ANC. It is not going to be suitable for Panyaza Lesufi and the ANC. So the ANC needs to move fast in Gauteng and make sure that other partners are included, so that this whole minority government of Panyaza Lesufi is dealt with. Because the ANC cannot govern with 32 seats. They cannot govern with 32 seats. They cannot govern with 32 seats. If anything, they are going to be held ransom by those political parties. They will be seeking their votes whenever they need to pass anything. They will be held ransom. So the ANC needs to move fast. Guys, I don't know, man. Please tell me what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button. The most important part, subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabao. So I will see you next time. Bye-bye.